Most people think that when they're at home on their own Wi-Fi, their browsing is basically private. You're in your own house, you're in a network that you're paying for. What could there be to worry about? Well, the company sending you that internet bill every month can see almost everywhere you go online. It doesn't matter if you're doing anything sensitive or not. ISP tracking is one of the quietest, most overlooked forms of data collection out there. So today I'm going to break down what they're actually seeing, why it matters, and the simplest ways to shut ISP tracking down. First, let's clear up a common misconception about HTTPS. So when you're on a secure site, HTTPS encrypts the content so your ISP can't see the password you typed or the specific page that you're reading. You'll know a page is secured by HTTPS because it'll have a padlock to the left of the URL, or it will say secured somewhere. But even if you're using HTTPS, your ISP can still see the domains you're visiting. They know you went to WebMD at 11 p.m, stayed for 40 minutes, then moved over to a mortgage calculator, and then had a quick scroll on Instagram. They see every site you connect to, how often and for how long. So the key thing to understand here is that your ISP can't see what you do on any given website, no passwords or individual pages, but it can see the sites you visit. So why does that matter? Well, beyond the natural desire for general privacy, in the US back in 2017, Congress rolled back a rule that would have required ISPs to get your permission before selling your browsing data. That didn't force every ISP to start selling everything, but it basically said to them, yes, you can sell that data if you like. And a few major providers have run ad programs built on exactly that kind of data since. So this is one of the factors why, when you've been browsing for, say, desk fans like I have in this balmy British summer, you'll find yourself followed everywhere by ads for desk fans. Your ISP is not the only reason for this, but it could very well be contributing to it. If you're watching this in the UK, the EU or Canada, you are actually in a better position. So under GDPR and Canada's PIPEDA, your ISP needs your explicit consent before selling or using your browsing data like this. It's opt-in by default, not opt-out. But that said, the visibility problem is still exactly the same. Consent laws don't change what your ISP can technically see you doing, just what they're allowed to do with it. And, even if your ISP isn't monetizing your data directly, there is still the security angle as well. So your ISP is not a security company. It is a utility, just like your gas or electric provider. But unlike your gas or electric provider, your ISP is sitting on a massive log of everywhere you go online. If that database gets breached or law enforcement requests come in, your browsing data is right there waiting to be handed over. So what can you do to fix this? Well, step one, switch your DNS. Every time you type in a web address, your device asks a DNS server to translate that into an actual location on the internet. By default, that request goes straight through your ISP. So switch to an encrypted DNS provider and your ISP won't be able to log those lookups directly. Cloudflare, Surfshark VPN and Quad9 all offer free secure DNS. Take your pick. But that said, DNS alone doesn't make you invisible. There's still a step in this process where the site name can be seen, so your ISP can often still tell which sites you're landing on, even if you're running encrypted DNS. If you want that fully covered, step two is a reputable VPN. It encrypts everything that leaves your device before it hits the internet, so to your ISP, all your traffic just looks like noise heading to one random server owned by the VPN. At the end of the day, you're paying your ISP for a pipe to the internet, not for someone to take notes on where you go once you're on it. Let me know in the comments if there are any other steps you'd take. Subscribe to the Privacy Lab for more of this, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.